Thank you very much for this opportunity to familiarize you with the Republic of Tatarstan. Although I know that many of you have been to Tatarstan, so please forgive me for repetition, but I'll try to add new details to my presentation. The Republic of Tatarstan and its capital Tatarstan have for a long time been a Russian window looking eastward. The best illustration of the concept is on the photo. That's our Kazan Kremlin, the Kazan Kremlin. And unlike Moscow Kremlin, it's made of white stone. And the distance between these two cathedrals is only 100 meters. This is an ancient Orthodox Russian church, about 450 years old, and this is a mosque. And before Ramzan Kadyrov in the city of Grozny built a mosque called the Heart of Islam, our mosque used to be the largest one. I think Kadyrov outstripped us, but there is a new project in Moscow going up as we speak. This tower reminds you of Pisa Tower. It has a deviation of about 5 meters from the vertical. There is a legend that one of the Tatar princes fell to the ground because she didn't want to marry a prince she was offered, but it's only a myth. And this is where we are located on the map. It's 800 kilometers away from Moscow. Well, we heard about global warming and high water marks. In fact, we'll be able to have a whole of Holland and Belgium on our territory, although we're only a split part of the Russian Federation. We are located on the important transportation routes to connecting Northern Europe and China. Historically, we are northern part of the Silk Road, of the modern version. Formerly, it went via Caspian Sea, and this was a place where North and South came together to trade, to have markets. We have customs point here, and the next is right here. In between, there are no customs authorities, and that opens up market for 190 million consumers who live on that customs area. A few words about the company that I represent. In essence, we are a sovereign investment fund. We belong to the Republic of Tatarstan, and we bring together shares of the major players of the Republic who are defining for the economic state of the Republic of Tatarstan. You see here major companies listed and the major figures. Why we participate in the investment fund? I think we should start with our economic structure first, and it encompasses oil refining, petrochemical industry. These are, so to say, dirty industries, and over 70 years now we've been extracting oil, and I hope it'll be a long time in the future that we keep extracting oil. I wish the glasses with oil were still on the podium. I think the first glass signifies the 70s, and the last one that was less full is what we extract today. And actually, some time ago, we discovered new deposits of heavy oil in our territory, heavy sands that are somewhat like shale sands, but much deeper lying. So we had to go deeper since 2005. We're trying to explore the sands, and last year, our company, Tatneft and Bashneft, two companies, they were awarded a special tax regime, tax benefits, to explore further, and the conditions are most favorable for them now. And the glass that was in the middle of the podium, that is exactly what we're level of extraction that we are going to keep up in the future, not as much as in the 70s, because we extracted over 100 million per year, and not like today, only about 30. So we will increase, and as you can understand, oil refining and petrochemistry make us keen on clean technologies, green technologies, because in a region that has been oil extracting for 70 years, of course, has problems with clean water and soil pollution and other unpleasant things that come along with these two industries, like waste processing, recycling, etc. I can't say that we are in an awful situation today, but we definitely would like to have it better. This is an old presentation slide. We didn't have time to remove it, but how foreign investment made it to Russia the first time after in the 90s reminded us, this European guy trading glass beads for Manhattan and got Manhattan for glass beads, and this capitalist guy brought his goods and offered it to the local nationals, and this is what we tried to set up later. So we first went into Europe via Jersey. We made it clear that we're ready to share the risks, the country-related risk, etc. Let's shake hands, let's do it together, and we'll lead you to a place where you won't have any fear. And this is the image of a futuristic city that we hope to have built someday. And what I said about first going to the rear of Europe and coming back to our place, to Tatarstan, together with investors, we have a joint venture with Jersey. Our venture fund is also registered there, and one of the principles that was laid down in the foundation of our relations is that we can work on the global markets in Europe or in the United States, and we are equal footing investor as other investors. But if projects come to Tatarstan, we will provide for privileges, special privileges for investors, just for the opportunity to have a project over in Tatarstan. So we would be ready to consider extra bonuses for investors at the exit stage, because it's not that only the revenue counts, it's that we consider ourselves as development cooperation in the Republic, and on top of pure profit, we have in mind an overarching goal of development, creating new jobs, etc., whatever is important on the agenda, on top agenda of economic development of my country. Two presidents in Hanover, as far as I understand. That was a big event. Mr. Merkel spoke wonderful Russian and wished me good luck. I remember this very clearly today. Back to Tatarstan, these are our economic agents. This is oil, this gray area. This is headquarters of Tatneft. Tatneft is the sixth largest oil extracting company in Russia. I am one of the board members of the company. We have 33% of their shares. Next to it is Ramashkin oil field, discovered in 1944, where we started with extraction and still are extracting a lot of oil. The yellow place is petrochemical and auto vehicle manufacturing area. You have probably heard about KAMAZ, which is produced here in Nabережные Челны, and I hope you heard that Daimler is part owner of KAMAZ, and many Daimler technologies found their way in KAMAZ production. This is Nizhnekamsk oil, petro oil chemistry city, the base where large quantities of petrochemicals are produced, and also automobile tires are produced by the Soviet scale. I'll talk about the Soviet Union. Every fourth tire was produced here at this place. Here we have Yelabuga, the city of Yelabuga. It has a special economic zone status. And later on I talk more about it. Central industrial zone was again petrochemical, like polyethylene products and, for example, helicopters, which even the United States didn't turn out because of the sanctions that are operating in Afghanistan. And we got actually some of them repaired here, produced here, and the Americans take them to Afghanistan. We have some shipbuilding, vehicle building industry, and a number of other clusters, especially scientific research centers near Kazan, on the other side of the Volga River, about 20-30 kilometers from Kazan. One of the first data centers in Russia is located there, and this area is mostly agricultural because the Republic of Tatarstan is self-sufficient in agricultural produce and food. Of course, we don't grow bananas or cocoa beans, but who knows, because of the global warming, we'll be able to start growing bananas. Anyway, prospects are good. Even today we have snow lying on our streets, but we'll see what happens. A bit more about our automobile construction industry. This is the place that I'm giving you more details about now. So if I take a range of 400 kilometers, then major automobile manufacturers are found here. So what we're trying to do here is to cluster together manufacturers and spare parts manufacturers in this area. Both windshields, gearboxes, plastic parts, whatever is needed for automobile. We want to saturate this cluster even more. There is a greater potential, and we would like to fill it
Это нефтехимический наш кластер, то есть вот два самых крупных якорных предприятия, между ними этиленопровод, расстояние в 200 километров, это вот Нижнекамск, город, это Казань-Арксинтез, это крупнотоннажная нефтехимия, значит, задача, которая стоит сейчас, создать вокруг сеть технопарков и малых предприятий малого бизнеса, которые перерабатывают вот эти сырье, которое делают вот эти два предприятия, потому что легко умеем производить товарными составами сырье, raw materials out by train
wagons, but I think we should try to do more to process materials. So 80 plastic parts also covers for toilets, for example. I think instead of sending oil to Europe for European companies to produce these covers, we should do it at home. Kamsky, Polyany, Химград. I'm naming technoparks where entrepreneurs can get ready-made infrastructure or business environment to be able to process raw materials efficiently. If you know a little bit of Russia, you may know this from the Tretyakov gallery. Ivan Shishkin painted it in Tatarstan in 1884, if I'm correct. But look at this place now. Today, this is special economic zone Alabuga headquarters. Well, you get in, you get all the administrative and logistic things taken care of. This is customs terminal, where the train cars are, and this is only the first zone. There is a follow-up, a second one.
Значит, и где-то вдалеке маячил такой большой силуэт завода, совместного завода Пресс-Даймлер и Татнефть по производству оптоволокна.
A big factory for optic fiber. When we started this zone, it was only planned, it was only designed, but now it has been put on stream, it's operating well. Well, I must say the bears did not suffer in the process of construction of the headquarters, so don't worry about them. And the zone will expand in radius and will include 8 out of 11 cities with population over 1 million people. And at the very bottom, I show tax benefits in the area. And I must say that according to our latest rating, we made it to the top 40 of the best economic zones in the world. And this is a recognition of our achievements that we are proud of. We invested about $630 million, and the zone is a free area where investors could come, connect, plug in and play, so to say, and start operating, and start production. And we have also investors who are interested in module prefabricated construction, so investors are welcome to come and start working immediately. There are 42 of them working in the area at the moment. We expect to have more and more to come. Yesterday, when we were together, I mentioned that 3 weeks ago, largest European factory in special wood sort processing is opened. A Turkish company company that collects wood in the area and uses it to produce its products. These are currently working people in the special economic zone. Not to seem, a bit carried away with, or too proud of what we do in our zone. I try to show here people who are high profile and high in prestige. Well, this slide was too small to show all the players in the region. McDonald's set up its own hub in Yelabuga because it wants to use Yelabuga as a jumping board to go further to Siberia and on and on. In spite of the fact that McDonald's has become subject of very tough sanitary inspections lately, nonetheless, McDonald's decided to go hard with inspection. A few more of high-profile people on what they say about Tatarstan generally. And thank you very much.